Hi everyone, this is Paul Morphy against Henri Baucher, which was played in Paris in 1858 at a blindfold simul. Morphy played 8 players at once, he was blindfolded and they weren't, and they were all top players of their day, and this game is a brilliant example of his attacking play, and this is brilliant tactics and vision. So it starts anyway. He was white and he played e4, and then came e5, knight f3, d6, Philidor defense, d4, e takes d4, queen takes d4, knight c6, attacking the queen, and bishop b5, pinning the knight. So bishop d7, bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6, and bishop g5, attacking the queen. Baucher played f6 here, probably worried about the continuation after knight to f6, then bishop takes f6, g takes f6, he's got double pawns and these 3 pawns are isolated. It could be bad for the endgame, but he does have the open g file and the bishop pair, so it's probably about even compensation. But anyway, he played f6 and came bishop h4, knight h6, which isn't an especially good development for the knight. e7 probably would have been better. So knight c3, bishop e7, Morphy castled, Baucher castled, and then queen c4 check, king h8, and knight to d4, queen d7, rook a d1, with tactical threats on the queen down the d file and some variations, and rook f7. And here Baucher had the idea of doubling rooks on the f file and then opening the f file with good pressure if it happened, but Morphy didn't allow that and played f4, and his centre is starting to look very strong now. His pieces are very active and central, and he's got ideas about making an outpost for the knight here on e6. So then came a5 from Baucher and f5, and Baucher's idea about doubling rooks now is going to come to nothing. The rook's not going to be well placed on f7, so he just moves it back again, losing time, and after knight e6 he has to move it again, so he played rook g8, and then Morphy played a4, just stopping any more queenside expansion from black. Baucher played knight g4, threatening to move to its own outpost at e5. So Morphy played queen e2, and all his moves come with tempo. You know, he's attacking the knight now, so the knight has to move. He's completely in control here. So Baucher played knight e5, which is a strong outpost for the knight to be at, so Morphy takes care of that immediately with bishop g3. And Baucher played queen c8, so that the d-pawn can recapture here after Morphy captures the knight, and he won't be losing a tempo because of the discovered attack on the queen. So he plays queen c8, and incidentally, if bishop takes a4 here, because this pawn's attacked twice and only defended once, then knight c5 forks the queen and the bishop. And if d takes c5, then rook takes d7, bishop takes d7, and it's easily better for white. So after queen c8, Morphy gets rid of that good knight with bishop takes e5, and Baucher took back with the d pawn. If he takes back with f takes e5, then rook d3, with the rook swinging over here, and white gets strong attacking chances. So d takes e5 and rook f3, and here Baucher played bishop d7, which isn't a bad idea on the surface of things. He's going to get rid of this good knight, and say if the pawn recaptures, he's going to win the pawn and be a pawn up, and he should be able to consolidate, maybe exploit his 2 bishops. But he's really ignoring the threats of the position, because Morphy played rook h3, and here Fritz gave him an exclamation mark for this move. And when you're analysing games with Fritz, if there's a particularly good move by a player, then it gets an exclamation mark. And I've analysed several hundred games with Fritz, and I think I've got about a dozen exclamation marks at the most in all of those games, and in this game alone Morphy gets 4 exclamation marks, and rook h3 was the best. Oh sorry, was the first, because it has all kinds of threats in mind. Like say if black does nothing about it, if he just plays b6, then it's mate into with rook takes h7 check, king takes h7, and queen to h5. So this mate threat has to be dealt with after rook h3, and if rook d8, just to give the king some breathing space, then queen h5, and it's all over for black. If h6, then knight takes g7 is very strong. king takes g7 will be a mistake, because queen takes h6 check and it's mate in 2. After king g8, queen g6 check, king f8, rook h8 is mate. So after knight takes g7, there's bishop c5, but after king h1, this attack is just unstoppable from white. So he tried h6 instead, but this allows Morphy to play queen d2, again with mate threats on h6. If rook takes h6, g takes h6, queen takes h6 is mate. And also, along with the mate threat that has to be dealt with, there's threats on this bishop. So after that threat is dealt with, then the bishop is falling. Baucher played king h7 just to stop the mate, which well, really is his best hope, but it's pretty hopeless anyway. If bishop f8, then the queen takes d7 simply is winning. And this pawn is attacked twice, so say c6, then queen to f7, and if b6, then rook d7 is absolutely winning for white. So bishop f8 is no good. So king h7 was tried by Baucher, but Morphy played queen takes d7. And after bishop to d6, it's mate in 6 moves, which Morphy was able to see and figure out blindfolded incredibly. He played rook takes h6, which is the beginning of the mating continuation, and it's check and the pawn can't recapture because of the pin from the queen. So the king has to take back. Oh, and by the way, rook takes h6 was his second exclamation mark of the game. So king takes h6 and then rook d3 is very strong. If queen takes d7 here, then rook to h3 is mate. And we're seeing the strength of this knight at its outpost. This has it ties black down and has him in it restricts his moves, you know, and it has just all kinds of, it can help in attacking, and just controls the center. It's a brilliant outpost to get, you know. If you can get a knight to e6 or d6 at an outpost, then it's very strong. So after rook d3, there's not really, no, it's mate in 4. Say for example, if bishop c5 check, then after king f1, bishop e3 is what Fritz recommends, but engines will just do anything to stop the mate. After rook takes e3, again the queen can't be taken because of the mate threat. So say for example queen e8, then queen takes e8, rook takes e8, and rook h3 is mate. And if after rook d3, sorry, I covered that already, then rook h3 is mate. Okay, so after rook takes h6 check, king takes h6, rook d3. Baucher tried king h5, just stopping the immediate mate from the rook, but it's no good at all. It's mate in 3 now with queen f7 check, king h4, rook h3 check, king g4, queen h5 is mate. So, brilliant game from Morphy, especially considering that he was blindfolded. It's just incredible. I'll replay it now with the threatened squares highlighted, just so you can see it from start to finish. Yeah, as I was saying before, Morphy is by far the strongest player of his day, and Fischer analysed hundreds of his games and was continually amazed and intrigued with Morphy's play that he just said was by far the most advanced and the most brilliant of his day. There was one time he went to England and played all the best players there, and the champion wouldn't play him after seeing him play other players. So he was never officially world champion, but he was regarded as world champion. He just had absolutely phenomenal talent, as you saw in this game, blindfolded while playing 7 other games at the same time blindfolded, and he just rips black to shreds and wins in 29 moves in spectacular style. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave any comments or thoughts. Thanks very much.